The newest promo has so many secrets and hints about Season 2 of The Wheel of Time, and we got another new scene, this time with Rand and a mysterious woman. But unlike the previous day's videos, these feature a lot more changes from the books. Lots to unravel today, so like and subscribe, and let's get into it. This is Unraveling the Pattern. I'm Lauren. This video will contain full show spoilers for the first season of The Wheel of Time, as well as full book spoilers through Book 3, The Dragon Reborn. There will also be a lot of speculation about Season 2, including pretty major spoilers for the new season. So if you want to watch the show without having anything potentially ruined, you might not want to watch this video. I'll also discuss some minor spoilers about one of the Forsaken, Lanfear, and a very minor spoiler from Book 5, The Fires of Heaven, but nothing that should ruin any plot or story elements that far into the series. As always, if you wish to remain completely spoiler-free, this video might not be for you. Because I'll be talking about the promo teaser first, and because there are potentially some really big Season 2 spoilers, remember that you can always check the chapters in the timeline or description below and jump to the new scene. I'll show the new scene in its entirety and break it down after I discuss the promo teaser. Here's the teaser.
Everyone has a choice, and every choice has a consequence. If you want something, you have to take it.
I love everything we're getting, but as a content creator, I'm getting a bit worried about this next week leading up to the show premiere on September 1st. I'm not going to be able to keep up this level of content creation every day, and I'm going to be out of town for the next week on business, so I probably won't be able to break down any more teasers or trailers starting on Sunday. If I have time, I'll post quick reactions or something from my phone, but I will be back in time to watch the first 3 episodes with everyone else, and I have big plans for breaking down the episodes and everything, so remember to subscribe. I'm also in the process of trying to finish my full Season 1 recap. I thought I'd be done by now, but we just keep getting new teasers and scenes to unravel. Speaking of, let's unravel this bad boy. This particular promo has tons of new and interesting shots, and I recently learned there are portrait versions of these promos that reveal even more details. I'll talk about some of the background details I missed from previous promos as we go. Let's analyze the foreground shots first. This first shot is one we already saw in the trailer with Rand and Selene. The new scene that was released today shows more of this, so I'll discuss that in a bit. This next shot shows Rand and Moiraine together. Moiraine is saying something, but I can't make out what it is. People were wondering what Moiraine and Rand were looking at in this scene, but it seems to me like she's not looking at anything in particular, but rather just kind of staring blankly while having a conversation with Rand behind her. I can't be totally sure, but it looks like Moiraine could be wearing the same outfit that we see her wearing in this scene from the trailer where Rand appears to be choking her. I wonder if this comes from the scene when Rand and Moiraine first meet back up in Season 2. We then get this slow motion shot of Perrin with his golden eyes. I get the feeling that he's literally using his abilities in this moment to possibly see things far away or to sense or smell things around him, or possibly while he's communicating with wolves. I wonder if they'll do some interesting camera tricks or sound effects or slow motion to indicate when Perrin is using his wolf abilities. I can't be sure when or where this takes place, but my guess is Falma. I love to see Perrin looking quite calm while having his golden eyes. I don't want him to only be in a beast-like rage when his eyes are yellow. Then we get some repeat shots, one of Hopper, and then 2 of Rand in what I think is a dream. Rand has the rising sun of Cairhien on his back here. I talked more about all of this in my trailer breakdown. This next new shot shows Rand and Selene apparently kissing in the street. I'm assuming they're in or near the Foregate in Cairhien. It looks like they're standing outside of a merchant shop or something. Do you think these bottles have any significance, or is it just a random shop they stopped in front of to get some PDA? I also noticed there's a wheel and possibly a serpent-looking design on Selene's cloak. Do you think she wears blue intentionally to try and gain Rand's trust, possibly as a nod or hint at Moiraine? Or do you think the color choice isn't relevant? Blue is part of the Cairhienan colors. Now, obviously, book readers know that Selene is not just some random innkeeper, like the current character bios on the Prime app imply. Selene in Book 2 is the Forsaken Lanfear, in disguise as a damsel in distress. It looks to me like Rand will have more of a real relationship with her in the show, but I'll talk more about that after we watch the new scene. Moving on, we get this tender but heartbreaking scene of Nynaeve and Lan together. I speculated yesterday that we might see Lan in Nynaeve's accepted test. Now I'm sure that's true. In Book 2, Nynaeve's test for what might be involves her having a family with Lan in Malkier. I'm guessing that we're seeing that here. Given that context, this next shot of Egwene appearing to hold Nynaeve in the accepted test chamber after Nynaeve exits the archway with blood on her abdomen makes me wonder if maybe Egwene will somehow be involved with bringing Nynaeve out of the final archway. In the book, Nynaeve wants to choose to stay with Lan in the vision world, but she eventually decides to leave on her own. What if Nynaeve chooses to stay in her vision of what might be, and Egwene comes to pull her out? There are a couple shots from the trailer of Egwene appearing to channel in a chamber like this accepted test chamber, but I originally refused to believe that it was the same room. It just didn't make sense to me why Egwene would be there in the accepted test chamber channeling. But this next shot in the promo shows Egwene clearly channeling at the center archway, so now I'm thinking maybe she will be there to pull Nynaeve out. That would certainly explain the pained look on Nynaeve's face if she has to leave Lan and her dream family behind. I love this next shot of Liandrin with the blade made from flows of air. This is clear evidence to me that Liandrin will be training Nynaeve in place of Swan on the boat in Book 2. There were some other shots from the release date teaser that I broke down that show Nynaeve pushing Liandrin with flows of air, similar to how Swan and Nynaeve fight with air in Book 2. I'm assuming this is part of that same scene. Go and watch my breakdown of that teaser for more thoughts about this. It's hard to pick a favorite shot from this promo, but this next one is probably it. This appears to be Liandrin coming out of a waygate with horses. But did you notice that there appear to be 3 unconscious people in white, probably Egwene, Elaine, and Nynaeve on the horses behind Liandrin? This basically confirms to me what I wasn't sure about before, which is that Nynaeve will be with Elaine, Egwene, and Liandrin when they're captured by the Shan-Chan. But I'm guessing just like in the book, Elaine and Nynaeve will manage to escape. In other teasers and the trailer, we've seen shots of Egwene appearing to fight back against the Shan-Chan just outside of the waygate. I wouldn't be surprised if Egwene gives her friends time to escape while she defends them and then she gets captured. I know this teaser has a lot of changes from the books, but this scene in particular feels just right to me, with things from the books and new details. Do you think that Liandrin gave them fork root tea? And then we get these 2 repeat shots from the trailer of the dagger and Mat appearing to be tempted by it. Considering that the on-screen text in this teaser talks about resisting temptation, and then it shows Rand and Selene, and Perrin and the wolves, and Nynaeve and Lan, and Mat and the dagger, makes me think that all of our main characters will be faced with certain choices and will have to choose the light over the shadow. Now, using the portrait version of this teaser, we can see a lot more of what's going on in these background shots. The very first frame shows 2 new shots. The top appears to be another angle of the Atuan's mill scene, of Perrin and Loyal and the Shinarans and villagers facing the Shan-Chan. Lady Suroth's palanquin is clearly visible, and if this is Loyal here, he definitely stands taller than the rest of the people. I'm still so nervous about Uno's fate in this sequence. The bottom shot shows Aes Sedai in a garden or courtyard, presumably somewhere on the tower grounds. This is Liandrin, and here are Sheriam and Alana. I'm unsure about the others. However, I think this balding-looking one might be Joya Bier, who's a known member of the Black Aja from Book 2 and beyond. WatSeries.com just posted updated casting that was apparently updated on IMDb. This actor, Joel, is now officially confirmed to be playing Joya Bier. I'll talk more about this in a second. We then get more detailed looks at the scene with Liandrin that we saw a brief glimpse of in the trailer. She appears to be placing an Aes Sedai ring into the flame of Tar Valon in the tower, and then the ring is shown briefly falling into the molten gold here. This is the same location where Stepan placed Karene's ring while mourning her loss in Season 1. Notice how this hand, probably Liandrin's, is still wearing her ring, so my theories about her giving up her own ring were probably wrong. I have a new theory about who this belongs to, which I'll get to in a minute. In the portrait version of yesterday's promo, Egwene is clearly there in this scene with Liandrin. We see her behind Liandrin here, and then again in this quick shot before it gets cropped away by the motion graphics. Then there's this clip of someone who appears to be hurt or dying, and a dark hand with an Aes Sedai ring is attempting to heal them or to weave something around them. I can't be sure if there's a jewel in this ring. I saw it suggested that this could be a child that Nynaeve is attempting to heal. Someone suggested that perhaps this is one of Nynaeve's children in her accepted test, and she's trying to heal them. Perhaps this is where the blood comes from on Nynaeve's shift as she exits the archways. However, I don't think one of Lan and Nynaeve's children would look this pale, and Nynaeve doesn't appear to have a ring on her left hand in this shot with Lan. So I assume this healing scene or whatever it is isn't a part of her accepted test. And this person looks to me to be the actor who is playing Joya. So my theory is, what if something happens that causes Joya to die in the show? And then what if we're seeing Liandrin mourning her loss and returning her ring to the flame of Tar Valon? Could this be the thing that finally pushes Liandrin to turn to the Black Aja? Okay, there are a few other shots, but this is already running too long, so I just want to focus on this last one here at the bottom before moving on to the new clip. Along with the new Joya casting on IMDb, we also got official confirmation that this man, whose name I'm not going to attempt to pronounce, is playing Tomas, Varen's warder, and he appears to be shown in this shot here. At least I think this is the same man. This reconfirms to me that he is likely the one with the flaming sword, and that my theory from yesterday about Varen being the one who's channeling fire to make the sword light up as Tomas stabs the Fade is probably true. We even get a brief glimpse of the flaming sword just after the shot of his face at the bottom of the teaser here. There's a lot more that could be discussed, but let's move on. Here's the new scene that was released.
My friends, they used to dream of cities and traveling. But not me. Up here, the world looks like it still fits together. I can believe it's not broken.
You want to go back there?
The wheel never gives anyone what they want. Least of all me.
No one and nothing ever gives you what you want. If you want something, you have to take it.
I'm not entirely sure that the subtitles I added match exactly, but my subtitles are based on what was posted in the description with the official clip. First off, I loved the music in this scene. I'm so glad we've been getting more hints of Lorne Balfe's amazing score. I hope they release a soundtrack for Season 2 soon. If you didn't know, the Season 1 soundtrack has lots of singing in the Old Tongue, with entire stories being told in the lyrics, and this clip appears to do the same. I wonder what the words mean. I have to assume that they have something to do with love or romance, but I also wonder if they reveal some truth about Selene's true identity. Speaking of Selene's true identity, everyone assumes that Natasha O'Keeffe is playing Lanfear. I'm still not 100% convinced. She's only credited as Selene. Now, I'm sure that Selene is Lanfear in the show, but what I mean is, I'm not sure that Selene and Lanfear will be played by the same actress. I really want to see Lanfear played by different actors as she takes on different disguises. I will say that I love the creepy undertone here, knowing Selene's true identity. From this little clip, it feels like Natasha O'Keeffe really is going to hit this role out of the park. As for the rest of the clip, I really like that Rand mentioned the world being broken. It puts things into perspective when you remember that Lanfear is one of the main reasons why the world broke in the first place. I won't spoil more than that, but it is a wonderful nod to that. But on a more personal level, I think Rand just feels like his personal world is broken. I actually am happy that Rand is able to have some sort of human connection as he's struggling with his identity and his role as the dragon. It's just too bad that Selene will prove to be the world's craziest ex-girlfriend. I actually wonder if this relationship will add to Rand's inability to trust others. Also, the line about the wheel never gives anyone what they want, least of all me, is pretty on the nose and felt a bit corny to me, but it definitely is the kind of thing Rand would think and say in the books. I'm still convinced that the scenes from the trailers and teasers of Rand being shackled to a literal wheel are very likely happening in dreams where Lanfear is taunting him. And it makes me wonder if this new scene will come before or after that dream. It feels especially devious and evil if Selene learns of Rand's insecurities about being bound to the wheel and then uses that to scare him in a dream later. But I could also see a possibility where Rand has this dream first, and this is what shapes his view about feeling like he has no choices and is bound to the wheel. Finally, I love that Selene isn't the over-the-top villain that she appears to be in Book 2. She's not saying things like, "Think of the glory, Rand," but instead she's pushing her worldview subtly while appearing encouraging and understanding of Rand's plight. She says, "No one and nothing ever gives you what you want. If you want something, you have to take it." If this doesn't perfectly sum up Lanfear's worldview, I don't know what does. When she says no one and nothing, it makes me think that she could be talking about the Dark One here. And that's it for today. I'm sure there's more to unravel, so let me know what I missed, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the clip and the promo teasers. Does this get you more or less excited for Season 2? It's got me pumped. Thanks as always to my supporters, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, let the dragon ride again on the winds of Prime.